Hello survivors, welcome to another random Soulstone survivor video. We call it random because we're using the Gambler rune, which picks all of the skills for us, as well as omnipotent or omnipotent, which unlocks every single skill in the game for the characters. So Gambler, your active skills are chosen randomly and cannot be changed, and omnipotent means that we have every single skill in the game on the character. So we've been using Wheel of Names. We're going to go straight to that and see which character it is that we are playing. Here we are at the Wheel of Names. Let's just spin to win and see. I am hoping for Monkey King. I haven't played on him in Titan Hunt, so it will be very exciting. But obviously we can't really pick. So we get ourselves the Necromancer. Now we just got to hope for some good skills. Okay, we have selected the Necromancer. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to use his first weapon, her first weapon, and we're going to see what the game gives us. Luckily enough, we've got a weapon that is quite a high level actually, so you can see the stats that it's giving us. Pretty decent. Hopefully it carries us enough to deal a decent amount of damage, but hopefully we can get something good going on over here. And Radiance, yes, Finesse and Radiance, let's go. So we're going to take advantage of that right away. I'm actually going to be beating up Misa head first so that we can get exposed. Exposed is just a broken and it is a really strong skill to have. Actually that's a really low cooldown, so we actually get Radiance quite a lot. So maybe going for Radiance to Finesse might be very strong here. If we can get Fragility, that would be even better. Any skill with Fragility to give us Radiance, and then we're just going to use Radiance to defeat the bosses. We don't get the massive 200% multiplier though because of the runes, but I think we should still be able to do a lot of damage to everything. Get our Abomination alive and well. That does give us the poison so that we can get the poison to dazed at least, if we don't get any other skill that can be used for that. Also, we get Death's Owners, which apply Disoriented, and they are actually very strong. So I don't believe we need to worry about getting the Disarray to Disoriented either. Let's start with movement speed. We get Finesse to Bulwark because we landed up getting Ravaging Strike, another low cooldown skill. Gathering Dark Swarm, there we go. We definitely don't need Disoriented because we got so much of it now from Dark Swarm as well. The only problem is we don't have a skill yet that says to me you're going to finish this very quickly. So that's the only problem. That we've still got 3 more skills, so 3 more chances to get a really powerful skill. Otherwise we're going to be, or even a minion. If we get a single minion, then Radiance is definitely the way to go. But otherwise we're looking at just general damage over here, which is not the greatest actually. Okay, we get Seeker Blades. There we go. Oh, release enchanted swords that move in a random direction and pierce enemies, causing damage and applying exposed. Really cool new skill that we get from the what's his name? The Spellblade. Oh, it works the exact. Okay, so they work very similar to Dark Swarm. So we actually made a pretty decent little thing over here. It turns out we didn't need to go exposed from Misa head either, but we'll just grab it because, well, we're already here. Otherwise we could grab the artifact power up as well, but this is pretty interesting. We'll see what the other skills have in store for us. Right now it's looking quite we've got Fragility. There we go. That's it, done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. We can just go for Radiance. And we've got Figure and Poison. Okay, so the skills aren't that great. We are going to have to rely on other means. This is going to be one of those ones where we are actually going to probably go for the Colossal to Brittle to Colossal. I said that, no, we shouldn't use that, but this is looking like one of those ones where things are not looking too great for us. I'll have to look at see which skills do the most amount of damage after the first boss fight, just so we get a good indicator of what's doing what. But I think adding a little bit more exposed is definitely going to be very helpful here. And then we can also go poison to dazed, but we definitely need more radiance. So fragility to radiance. And then other beautiful things like that. We do already... I need movement speed though. We definitely need more movement speed. There's a big area of effect over there, so we don't even need colossal. And then just grab damage, general damage for everything as well. That general damage upgrade also increases the damage of Death's Owner, so that's definitely going to help us. But this is a very well-rounded build. We've got quite a decent chunk of everything on it. Swing to Arcane is definitely going to help with the amount of Magic Missile and Fragility we can apply, so that's really good. First boss down and dusted relatively quickly. And this is the scary boss. There we go. So bosses seem to be pretty good right now. Again, it's something we're going to work on as we keep going. Cast frequencies of everything. Swing to Shadow, that is going to be massive because we actually got quite a few. Actually, they're very low cooldown skills, but let's look for damage if possible. So we get the damage increase over here with a multicast for it as well, which is beautiful. Bulwark to Aptitude. I guess we'll just take the damage there. Multicast chance on there, and we could have taken the critical chance on poison, but it's not really that important. We need to try and get these things up as much as possible, because this is going to be very difficult otherwise. Although that was a pretty fast boss fight. So we're going to grab exposed, even though this does apply a lot of exposed. The more exposed we can apply, the better. Then we are going to go for Midorak, and we're going to grab the fragility to... Oh, no, wait. I think Midorak was a mistake. Okay, we'll grab the cast frequency and crit damage from Midorak if needed. I was supposed to do the Cobalt Brothers. And then we'll go poison to dazed as well. Even though we've got quite a decent amount of form, we've got the finesse already. We've got quite a lot of decent stats here actually. So even though our skills themselves, which we look at the skill breakdown, even though Seeker Blade is dealing a lot of damage, it's not like a... It's not a skill stacking damage skill. So this is going to be going very well until we probably get to the final part, and then the game's just going to be like, sorry, you don't do enough damage, get wrecked. I'm hoping that isn't the case, but it's definitely a possibility that that is what's going to happen. But so far the damage is looking pretty good. It's just the possibility is there for the game to do that to us. Okay, we do need more movement speed, so we are going to try and work on that, but the game's not giving it to us. Every time we get movement speed, I am going to have to grab it. We'll grab a little bit more poison, that's fine. We get a 2 and a 4, which is 6, so that's 13. So we still need another 2 from somewhere. I would have liked a purity skill. That would have given us some good healing. There's the... Not the last one. So there must be one somewhere. Oh, there we go, of course. We get a goblin, which is good for levels, but we don't need it necessarily for anything specific. Go for Merciless. Damage, I mean, they are doing the most amount of damage, so we might as well increase the damage on them. It just makes sense. Let's do this one first. And I like the look of the skill, so it really plays nicely. So it feels cool to play, which is really what I like about some of these skills. Like, they feel amazing to run around and you just see all these blades around you doing damage. That's really cool when that happens. The last boss is the Prophetess. As long as we don't get hit by a random beam of hers, we should be fine. There we go. And Seeker Blades, damage. Oh, there's movement speed that we were not doing. I'm going to get the magical rather, so we're going to banish that one. Multicast is good. We don't need swing to shadow, more movement speed. Doom can become quite helpful, especially when we're doing quite a decent amount of hits. So Doom could be a really good way to go as well. If I can find Doom on crit as well, that would be very, very good. And the only reason we do that is so that we get that scaling, not that scaling, but that execution damage from Doom. So when an enemy has their full health bar purple, it automatically defeats them. Because Doom executes. We got Doom on Dark Swarm, but you know, we might as well add more of it. So we don't need the damage of Doom, we just need Doom stacks. Okay, perfect. I really wish there was a passive or some way to increase the amount of max units of your ascensions. Okay, I can't see anything on the floor. It's not that big of a deal. Doom is doing a pretty decent chunk of damage. I need to move away. That was very close and silly. We could have lost lives there. Brittle to Colossal is not what we were looking for. I don't actually know what I was looking for. What does piercing? This does piercing. Do you know what? Let's do it. I was going to get the, not the aptitude one, the other one that gives us the increases to our cast frequency and then crit damage. So it was there next to the colossal buff, but we chose this instead. Why not? When I don't think I've ever done a video where we work on piercing. Which means there's actually a build out there that we can look at. Loads of levels to be had, which is amazing. Love getting levels. Looks like we might hit 30 levels. Oh boy, that's crazy. Crazy amount of XP gained there. Alright, a finesse to bulwark. I actually want more cast frequency there first. Magnetic, a good time for it to show up. Grab the unbreakables, some life and things like that. We need the multicasting again. We'll get rid of this multicast because we don't need those physical damage ones. This is going to be 72% multicast for everything as opposed to whatever that was. We can then go swing to thrust, multicasting, more swing to thrust. There's a nice bulwark. We don't need the damage there. Cast frequencies are amazing. Crit, more swing to thrust. Multicast. This is looking amazing, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Damage increases there, which is good. Some Doom when there's nothing better. We're keeping these for the Titans, so I don't want to reroll. And then a little bit more movement speed. So we actually got a whack ton of damage. This is going to be very interesting to see. We can go Midorak again and get that piercing even more. Or we can get the poison to... I think I'm actually going to do the Midorak again. Let's go and increase that piercing by another 300%, since the skill is doing the most amount of damage by a lot. So yeah, definitely makes a massive difference, especially for clearing. So even though these guys have cunning, I think the fact that we're going to be clearing a whole lot more, and the piercing damage can hit multiple in the same enemy multiple times, I'm hoping. So that's why we're going to go all in on the piercing.
Another piece. Soon the Titan blood.
Okay, there's a 3 here, there's a 3 there. This is looking fantastic in damage so far. We're in a very good position. The amount of damage we can do to the 4th Titan will be an indicator as to how well we'll defeat the Arcane Weaver when we get there. So that will definitely be a good indicator as to whether or not we're going to be in a good spot. But as long as we keep getting these legendary damage increases and things like that, I mean, look at the amount of damage we actually do here. Pretty intense. Pretty good for us, of course. abominations and all those things, obviously doing a good job keeping the enemies away from us. However, the one thing is we can't really see anything, so gotta kind of look at getting that a little bit lowered.
Bone by bone, the Titan's door will open.
Okay, there's actually another +4 here. We don't have to do the +4, but we will, because why not? Where is this last enemy? There is. Perfect. Okay, more Doom, some block power, which we didn't have, projectile damage, swing damage is fine, multicasting, even more multicasting, and I just grabbed a Doom damage there, it's whatever. So here we're either going to get the piercing if it shows up, or we'll grab the other one, which is what we originally wanted to go for. I actually completely forgot that Midorak had the piercing on him, so loads of damage coming out. Pretty good, pretty solid. Just need to make sure we stay away from the damaging effects. At least we didn't take as much damage as we did last time. So we could go Radiance to Fragility. I mean, Fragility to Radiance. We've already got Radiance on this, so we're getting more than enough stacks. I wanted the piercing. There it was. We didn't have to re-roll, so we got it. Perfect. And now we're just going to get the poison to Dazed. Because I don't think do we have form on hit? We do have form on hit, but the more crit we do, the better. Also, it's the easiest boss fight, so why not just do it? See, this objective shows the enemies in a different color at least. Where otherwise you've got all the enemies are the same color. Like this one I know is mushrooms, so it's easier to know, okay, we need to defeat the mushrooms. The eggs are you have to defeat the spiders, but this specific area also summons spiders. So it's sometimes difficult to know, oh, those are the spiders. See, like there's spiders spawning there. So how do I know those are the spiders? At this one, there's no real indication of the guys. You just got to kind of know. Sometimes they use a purple Kamehameha beam on you. Then you know that's the right enemy. The other thing is to look at where the wraiths are attacking, and that's the right enemy. But otherwise, usually with objectives, it can be quite interesting to know what you're supposed to be attacking. This one, again, the guys are a different color. It's quite difficult to see, especially when you've got so many effects on the screen. But you can see they are a purple color when you aren't hitting them compared to whatever else the enemies are. Also, our damage there was really starting to lack. So I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have to try and figure something out, because otherwise we're not going to be doing a lot of damage to anything. Swing to shadows, perfect. Some life, poison on hit, multicasts are good, multicasts are still good. I guess we just got to go and hope and pray. I don't think we need more multicast. A swing to thrust is good. Lethality is great, so we actually on quite a decent amount of critical strike chance. That's actually going to give us quite a lot as well. We got crit chance on the skills, we got crit chance there, we get form as well. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about not doing enough damage. But it looks like, I think the hardest one's probably going to be the Void King. But our damage is looking pretty decent. The fact that we can defeat this guy pretty quickly, and we are going to get more critical strike chance from the poison to dazed, is going to be very good for us. And as long as we have our abominations, which can taunt, as you can see, we should be able to like just chill here and do a decent amount of damage. So that's very helpful. Bulwark to aptitude for more critical strike damage, more life, more movement speed, and please don't do us dirty. There we go. Poison to dazed, 75% chance because of the synergetic rune. Also, this is a very fast run. By the way, the timer went up to 14 minutes. Let's see if that's how long it takes us to get to the end of the to the Arcane Weave or not. So it did actually show 14 minutes there. You can rewind and take a look as soon as we went through the portal. It takes it's like a split second where it goes from 11:59 to 14 something. I can't remember the exact number, but I saw 14 there. Generally, it's trying to show you that, you know, if you kept the same pace as the previous one without levels or increases, you would finish it at that time. Or I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to have been, but I actually have no idea. It could just be a visual bug that I've always noticed. Alright, so this is going to go wonderfully. Okay, we actually do a decent amount of damage. However, I can't see anything, so we do need to move that. That was actually a lot more damage than I thought we'd have. So that's pretty good. We need more movement speed because I'm not running around fast enough. Rotting is good. More block is good. Damage from arcane, so we actually got quite a lot of damage there, which is good. I'm not going to do that one. It takes too much time. I mean, bosses take just as much time, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to count the seconds. I mean, we're clearing out the bosses relatively well, actually. A lot more damage than I thought we'd have, to be honest. This armor is not looking like what it was supposed to be. Not going as fast as we would have liked. More critical strike, more damage on the blades, more doom, more poison, arcane, more... I want more skill chain on the Seeker Blades, but if we can't get it, we can't get it. It's not the end of the world. I think these things are what we're looking to defeat. There we go. Again, just follow the death's owner, the rates, and you'll be able to find where it is that you're supposed to actually be going. It looks like as long as we stay close enough to an enemy, then the projectiles deal a decent chunk of damage. And we've got a 3 fight over here that we can go to. I think the only problem we found with this is the movement speed. Otherwise we could have been done here. Everything's so far away from each other. 1452. I'm not sure what it was at, but it was definitely 14 something, so it's somewhat accurate. Let's go through here. And lots more levels to do. Critical strike, arcane to swing. Nope, let's go for arcane to thrust. Good. More of that. Crit. Cast frequencies. Our life is probably going up, down, up, down, up, down a whole lot because of the vigor, which is pretty funny. Arcane to thrust as well. Wait, what was the thrust that we were busy getting then? Okay, we need to stay close to the Arcane Weaver because that's the most amount of damage we're going to be doing. Very risky, but we have to do it if we want to deal a lot of damage. It's going to be the same with the Void King. We can't be that close anymore. Problem is, the more enemies there, it's not a problem actually, it's better. The more enemies there are, the more it's going to pierce, and therefore the more damage it's going to do. But Also having our abominations does help a little bit if the boss decides to focus on them. This is definitely going a lot better than we suspected. Right, there we go. Fantastic. Of course, we're going to go with what the game gives us, but hopefully it's going to give us the damage, cost, frequency, multicast. Good, good, good. More damage. And let's go through. So hopefully we can pierce his heart. I'm going to lower this down to 0.2 just so we can get those dodge the skills properly. Especially that one. What would be nice is if the lasers could go after our abominations instead of me, but it looks like it doesn't matter what you're playing as. The lasers focus the player, not minions. We get to keep our abominations alive, so he is focusing them, which is great for us, as you can see. Definitely helps us a lot more in this phase. However, we could just randomly get a skill coming our way. Taking a little bit longer. I'm waiting for this phase to end. There we go. Okay, luckily we blocked that because otherwise that would have hurt a lot. Just picking all this up so that we can summon more of them. And then we can skip over. It didn't summon more of them. The only problem now is going to be the invisible area of effect attack that he does. This time it's not invisible, which is really good. And we need to just be careful of random AoE effects all over us, like that one over there. But we might be able to do this, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking very possible. Okay, his swing attack there. Hopefully I don't lose a life to some random ability. It's happened to me multiple times before where there's nothing on the floor and all of a sudden we just lose. But we do have 2 revives still as well, so it looks like we've made this one, ladies and gentlemen. The skill is surprising, even though it didn't do... Oh gosh, the 2 of them spawned on us, by the way. That's why we actually lost our life there. But because the skill isn't even a... Wow, it's not a stacking skill, but we still did enough damage to actually defeat the boss. That is crazy. I am super surprised by this Seeker Blade. 3 trillion damage over there, 530,000 hits, so obviously that's why it is very strong. 110 billion damage from Doom, and quite a decent amount of healing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was a very fun skill to play with. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.